to introduce myself. Super excited to be here. I know some of you, I've met some of you, many I probably haven't, but my name is Adriana Arriga. I am the new Vice President of Field Marketing and super excited to be here with my girl, Dr. Erin, to talk about hearts. I love it. To talk about GLP-1 medications and how Shaklee can support. So we wanted to give you all a little bit of a background. You know, this is a really trending topic in the health and wellness world. So we wanted to equip you all. I'm sure you're having conversations about it. It's popping up everywhere. So we wanted to share a little education and show you how Shaklee can support all of your customers and the people out there that are talking about this. So Dr. Erin, good morning. How are you?
Morning. You all, we are so lucky to have Adriana. She is going to be a wonderful resource for all of you. I am thankful to have her as, a partner. She's just been such an asset for me. So yay for Adriana. Okay, I'm going to do a quick public service announcement before we jump in, channeling my Dr. Jamie. This is, something I just want to make sure that we're very true to Shaklee here as we're talking about people on these medications. We're not we're very uniquely situated here at Shaklee that we can support people on their weight loss journey. And there's a lot of people out there on their weight loss journey, and there are a lot of people that are resorting to medications these days. So we are not in any way promoting the use of these medications, but we want to be able to help support people on their healthy weight journey. And I will go through this in just a minute, but we have amazing products that they can pair with these medications to, modify their diet, adopt healthy lifestyle, again, to really help support them as they work towards that healthy weight that they're seeking. And then, of course, there are just minor challenges that people experience when they're on medications, and we can provide support for them there as well. So what we've done, if we want to pull up the deck, Kathy, is, and April will walk through all of this, and our music is bad.
Sorry about that. Hang
on. We put together an incredible category page for all of you. So you can just go to this category page and you're going to see all the products in one place that can be used to help support individuals who are on these medications. Now, I know I work very closely with Dr. Jamie and Torrance, and people are super excited about this category page, but we're getting a lot of questions. Wait, what are GLP-1s? So what if I told you Ozempic, Wegovy? Those are probably words that you're very familiar with. So those are medications that belong to the class of GLP-1 receptor agonists. So that's a mouthful, and I'll walk through what that means in just a second here. So again, Ozempic, Wegovy, these medications that are being used to help people manage their weight, they are GLP-1 receptor agonists or glucagon-like peptide receptor agonists. So what that means is, if we step back a second, I'm always amazed at just how incredible our body is. So when we eat food and our body starts digesting food, and the contents of that food enters our GI tract, enters our stomach, enters our small intestine, our body releases these compounds that actually go to our brain, go to different parts of our body. And these compounds, I kind of like to think of them like lock and key. The GLP-1 is the key, and the receptors are the lock. So what they do, the food enters the stomach, it enters the small intestine, they go up to the brain, they bind to this lock, and it signals the body and the brain, stop eating. Okay, you have some food in your GI tract, you're full, stop eating. So that's what GLP-1 does. It signals to the brain and tells the body to stop eating. And these medications, they act just like the GLP-1 does. So they look a lot like GLP-1. So they're able to go up and fit into those same locks and do the same thing that GLP-1 does. So these medications that act like GLP-1, they're signaling to the brain that you're full, telling you to stop eating. But then the other thing that they're doing, and this was really the original intention of these medication, is they're increasing insulin secretion, which is going to pull glucose into cells. They're decreasing glucagon levels, which are going to help to stabilize glucose levels in the blood. So those are the things that these GLP-1 medications are doing. And what they were originally intended for was to help people manage their blood sugar. So they were for people who were having a hard time managing blood sugar, so people with type 1 diabetes. But what they realized was an intended consequence, a positive consequence, was that these people were also losing weight. Because again, not only are they, modifying insulin and glucagon levels, but they're also signaling that they're sending that signal to the brain to tell you to stop eating. So that's why people have started using these medications for weight loss purposes. Now, again, we're really intending to reach those people who are using these medications specifically for helping them to maintain a healthy weight. For people who are using them for managing blood sugar, those aren't the people we're going after here, but rather the people who are specifically using these medications to help them reach and maintain a healthy weight. Okay, I hope that was clear. I'll just reiterate really quickly. So Ozempic and Wegovy, these are medications that are being used to help people reach a healthy weight. They belong to a class of glucagon-like peptide receptor or 1 receptor agonists or GLP-1 receptor agonists that are doing two things. They're sending those signals to the brain to tell you to stop eating, and they're also helping to manage blood sugar levels. Okay, hopefully that's clear. Okay, so if we go to the next slide, the crazy thing is we have data that's telling us that 1 in 8 adults in the United States are taking a GLP-1 medication. So you're going to come across people, customers, friends, neighbors that are more likely than not taking one of these medications. And these people should be under the care of a physician. And they're being told by the physician that you should be doing this in conjunction with adopting a healthy diet, adopting a healthy lifestyle. So like I said, we're very uniquely situated in that we can provide them support. We can offer products to them that can help support them on their weight loss journey. So help, recommend products to them that can help them to reach that healthy weight, maintain that healthy weight. We'll talk about all this in just a second, but fill nutrient gaps they may be experiencing. And then some of those just minor challenges they may be experiencing as a consequence of being on these medications, we can help them with that as well. Again, I want to be clear, we're not promoting this, but it's a reality. There are a lot of people out there that are on these medications, and we want to be able to support them. We want to approach healthy weight as we've always approached healthy weight, in doing it from a diet lifestyle approach. And they can, be using their Wegovy, using their specific semaglutide, but we can help them to pair it with those longer term lifestyle diet approaches, so that this is going to be something that they achieve for the longer term.
And Erin, I think that's a huge number, 1 in 8. And just to put that into context on the next slide is these kind of medications. So Ozempic, it just launched 7 years ago. And like Dr. Erin said, it was meant to be, for diabetes, but it has quickly grown exponentially. So, now you're seeing it all over social media, celebrities. It's a huge talking point. So whether someone is in that 1 in 8, there's definitely a lot more out of that 8 that are thinking about it, that are curious about it. So just to put it into more context, so Novo Nordisk, that is the company that invented, Ozempic. That market value of that company is now larger than the country of Denmark. That is how many people are buying medications like this. So it's really a lot of market interest. Google searches for Ozempic has surpassed the searches for keto. And if you look on TikTok, there has been 1.2 billion views. So again, just really driving home the point of people are talking about this, people are interested and looking for this. And so it's a great moment for you all to be equipped with products that we have that can really be a part of this conversation.
Yep.
Go ahead, Erin.
Okay, so we're going to talk, first, pretty high level about some of the challenges that people who are on these medications, these GLP-1 agonist medications, might experience. And again, we want to be able to support them as they're trying to reach and maintain that healthy weight that they're looking for. So the first thing is nutrient gaps. So if you go to the next slide, of course, as I mentioned, these GLP-1 agonist medications, they're sending that signal to your brain that you're full to stop eating. So as a consequence, you're eating a lot less. You're consuming less food. You're consuming less calories. So what happens when you're consuming less calories? You're not getting as much nutrition. You're not getting those essential vitamins, those essential minerals that you need. So these people are missing out on a lot of those vitamins and minerals that are absolutely essential for maintaining life. And they might start experiencing just some common, complications, challenges as a result of these nutrient gaps. Maybe they're fatigued, maybe their energy is low. They might start experiencing headaches. And this is really just a consequence of those nutrient gaps. So of course, we have a huge opportunity to support these people in this area. And I'll get to that in just one second. So the next big challenge that a lot of people who are on GLP-1 medications experience is a disruption in the gut microbiome. So we've talked about the gut microbiome a number of times. This, of course, are those microbes that live in your gut. There's good bacteria, there's bad bacteria, there's different types of bacteria, so a lot of diversity. We each have our own unique microbiome. When you take any medication, GLP-1s in it, of course, as well, this can disrupt that normal population that you have in your gut microbiome. And when that's disrupted, this can lead to GI challenges. We can go into that one on the next slide. So as a consequence of, disruptions in the gut microbiome, you might experience, or people who are on these medications might experience things like indigestion, constipation, nausea, irregularity. But then that might also be a consequence of what these medications also do is they slow the rate at which your stomach empties. So the food comes into your stomach and it just leaves your body much, much more slowly when you are on these medications. So not only is your brain getting that signal that you're full, but the food is staying, or the contents of what you're eating is staying in your stomach a lot longer. So because things are moving through your body a lot more slowly, that's called a delay in gastric emptying. That can also lead to things like stomach discomfort. It can lead to indigestion. It can lead to irregularity. It can lead to nausea. So those two things combined, these changes in your gut microbiome, the population of your gut microbiome, the diversity of your gut microbiome, and then that slowing of the gastric emptying, those two things together can lead to these gut health challenges. These are just, minor challenges. And these are the types of things that we can provide support for. And then the last thing that we can provide support for is, I know you all have heard this story so many times. It's very unique to Shaklee, but when you're losing weight, especially when you're losing weight very quickly, like happens on these types of medications, your body doesn't differentiate, right? You're losing fat. You're losing lean mass, you're losing water. And the type of weight you want to be losing is the fat, right? We want to make sure that people are losing fat and retaining or even building the lean muscle. And the reason for that is that your lean muscle is metabolically active. And what that means is that it's tissue that's actually burning calories. So often when people lose weight and they lose the muscle, when they stop whatever they're doing to have lost that weight, they quickly gain it back. So we want to make sure that people, when people are on GLP-1 medications, they're losing the lean mass in addition to the fat. And it'd be much more beneficial for them if they were losing the fat and maintaining or even building that lean muscle so they can keep their metabolism high and keep that weight off. Okay. So again, those are common things that are happening to people who are on GLP-1 medications. They're experiencing those nutrient gaps, they have gut and digestive health challenges, and they're commonly losing lean mass. And of course, we have, like I've said several times, we're uniquely situated in that we have products that can help support that. Most importantly, we want to support them on this journey. This is a long-term, lifelong commitment to health and wellness, right? So we want to be able to offer solutions to them so that they can reach that healthy weight that they're looking for, that healthy body image, that, whatever it is that they're seeking, and then maintain it. And then, as I mentioned, there are just some common, little challenges that can come with taking these medications that we can provide support for as well. Now, like I said, these people, should be under the supervision of a physician if they're experiencing challenges beyond gut health challenges, these minor gut health challenges. We absolutely encourage them to talk to their doctor, the physician that they're under the care of, not come to Shaklee. We're just here to support them. I keep saying this, reiterating myself, but help support them on that weight loss journey. And just those little, like niggles that come up when you're on a medication. Nothing serious, just the minor gut health challenges that they might experience. Okay, so how can Shaklee provide support? I'm going to go through this in the same order, but the first thing we chatted about was the nutrient gaps. Again, they're eating less, they're cutting calories. The result of this is they're not eating as much food, right? So they're not getting those essential vitamins, those essential minerals that they need for health and wellness. If you go to the next slide, we, of course, have a whole line of incredible multivitamins with, the launch of our updated Vitally family. These people can choose among a really wide array of multivitamin options from Vitally women, men, old, with and without K. Of course, we have the new Vitally methylated with the methylated B vitamins. We have the Vitally gummy. And then if they're looking for even more advanced support, they can do Vitalizer or a personalized approach with Meology. So again, huge opportunity. These people are not eating as much. They're not getting those nutrients that they need, and they really should be filling those gaps with a high quality multivitamin. And we know that we have an incredibly high quality, comprehensive solution that they can go to for that support. Okay, so the next thing we talked about was the gut and digestive health challenges first with the disruption of the gut microbiome. Again, we have this balance of good and bad and different diversity. So we have incredible products with clinically proven probiotics that can help to add good bacteria back to the gut microbiome to help, balance it and really support overall digestive health. And then for specific gut health challenges that could be, due to, if you go to the next slide, Kathy, that could either be due to the changes in the gut health or the gut microbiome, or to that fact that we're slowing the rate of that gastric emptying, that the food contents are staying in the stomach and, in the GI tract a little bit longer. This can result in irregularity, right? So we have great products to support that. We have products with soluble fiber. So soluble fiber, you can find this. We show here Good Gut and Go, but we also have soluble fiber in Life Shake and a lot of our shakes and our meal bars. So soluble fiber, what it's going to do is it's going to add bulk to your stool. So when you add bulk to your stool, that's going to help facilitate easier passage through the digestive tract. And then it also helps to retain water. That soluble fiber is going to help retain water. So that's going to soften stool, and that's going to help it to pass much more easily. And then, of course, we know that fiber is food for good bacteria, right? So it's also kind of has a dual role in those two things I just talking about, but it's going to feed the good bacteria in your gut microbiome. So when you have, a healthy gut microbiome, that's going to support overall digestive health. So with soluble fiber from Good Gut and Go, Life Shake, meal bars, that can help support regularity. But then, of course, we have natural laxatives that can be helpful for this purpose too. So Herblax, I'm sure you all are very familiar with Herblax. This would be a great product to help support regularity as well. So Seneleaf, which is really the hero ingredient in this product, the actives in it, this is really cool. So the bacteria in our intestine actually convert it to something that helps stimulate the muscles in your intestines. So that Seneleaf is converted to these things that help those muscles contract. So that's going to move things through your digestive system much more quickly. And then it also helps prevent the loss of water and the loss of electrolytes from your colon into the bloodstream. So again, you're keeping that water in. That's going to soften the stool and help to eliminate it more easily. So a lot of great solutions to help support just overall gut health for these individuals, but then also regularity specifically or irregularity specifically. And then the last thing, which I know is near and dear to all of us, is this loss of lean mass that I mentioned that so commonly comes with weight loss, where you're not just losing the fat, but you're also losing that lean mass. And we want to be retaining that lean mass. So we have a whole line of great products that not only have the protein, the fiber that are going to help keep you full, but then they also are formulated with, our all-star ingredient, leucine, which is going to help to maintain lean mass, build lean mass. So you have that lean mass as you're losing weight. So that's going to keep your metabolism going. So when you lose that weight, you can actually keep it off.